Good day, I'm Zhang Jie from BEECU. Today I'm going to present my critical review on an article suggested by Ms. Archana for the subject Academic Writing 2. Without further ado, let's get started. So before I get into my presentation, let's go through the content together. For the first part will be the summary of the article. I'll be talking about what the author did and presented his work after I've read the article. Next, I'll be stating my perspective on why this research is conducted by the author in the author's significance of the study part. Next, in the my review part, I'll be sharing my critiques towards the content of the article. Last but not least, I will be sharing my perspective on the significance and potential of this study conducted by the author. So for the first part will be the summary of the article. The article is about an experimental investigation of a 1 kilowatts photovoltaic plant in standalone and grid connected mode at different loading conditions, written by researchers from Center for Energy in Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. This practical experiment was conducted to study the effects of operating parameters at different loading conditions for the PV system, which is called the solar system, in both standalone and grid connected mode. So what is standalone and grid connected mode PV system? Standalone PV system is an automatic solar system that produces electrical power to charge battery banks during the day for use at night and when the sun's energy is unavailable. It employs rechargeable batteries to store the electrical energy supplied by a PV panel. So standalone PV systems are usually ideal for rural areas where power sources are unavailable. So for grid connected PV system, it has solar panels that provide some or even most of their power needs during the daytime while still being connected to the local electrical grid network during the nighttime. So during a long hot summer, the extra or surplus electricity is either stored in the batteries or in most grid connected PV systems, feed back directly to the local grid network. In other words, buildings or homes that use grid connected PV system can use a portion of their energy from the solar energy and still be able to draw the power from normal electrical mains grid during nighttime or cloudy time or when the sun's energy are unavailable. In this practical experiment, the measurement of total sunlight was done by using pyranometer, which is the main light sensor on an automatic weather station, as it indicates the amount of total sunlight. The common methods which characterize solar irradiation is solar insolation, where the measurement is taken using a pyranometer. So solar insolation is the measurement of the solar energy that is incident on a specific area over a period of time. So when solar radiation hits an object, some of the energy will be absorbed and some will be reflected. Generally, the absorbed solar radiation is then converted into thermal energy, which causes the object to heat up. So next, we are entering the author's significance of the study part. In my opinion, the aim of the author in writing this article is to provide a clearer understanding and additional information to the experts like engineers who are working or planning on their projects related to solar cogeneration system. The author aims to provide the readers or researchers ideas related to the solar energy. If more justification is needed, the article can be used as a reference. As example, in this research paper, the research was conducted under different hours in the daytime to obtain the reading of temperature data and solar insolation data. If the author intended to implement the solar system as India's main renewable resources, further research should be done, such as cost analysis and other measurable results, such as solar installation and temperature data under different weathers. Next up, we are entering the my review part. In the methodology part, the author stated that pyranometer tool was used to obtain the solar insolation results. This is one of the most suitable tools to detect the solar insolation. In this article, the author provided evidence from the practical experiment on the solar insolation and battery capacity on different hours during the daytime for both standalone and grid connected mode PV system. In this case, I'm taking the 45% loading condition for standalone mode As mentioned by the author, maximum loading of 45% to 50% can be applied under a normal sunny day without putting much burden to the battery bank. So during the peak insolation period, the battery percentage is almost kept constant. But after 150 hour, it starts to decrease due to low solar insolation. Maximum solar insolation was observed in the morning period and gradually decreased in the later hours due to low solar insolation. The overall battery discharge percentage was 12%, which signifies a constant load of 45% was easily met by a standalone PV system. For the case of 80% load in grid-connected PV system, based on the diagram, AC supply was required at the beginning as load applied was high. This was evident that the amount of energy required to supply the loads was not met by the solar PV system alone. In my opinion, the methodology was good wise. The content of this article is good too, as there is graph, diagrams and appropriate text and detailed explanation are provided in this article. But when it comes to the arrangement part, the article should be better organized with locating the plots of experiment data next to the experiment text instead of requiring the readers to flip the pages. As an example, the results of the article are randomly placed, such as the plot in figure 7 are not located on the same page with the explanation text which are referenced to it. Alright, now we are entering the final part of my presentation, my perspective towards the significance and potential of this study conducted by the author. So the significance was mentioned previously. The author aims to provide additional information and a clearer understanding to the readers. But when it comes to the potential, I don't think that implementing the solar system in whole India would be an ideal plan for now, as one of the biggest factors affecting is the cost. Based on my research on Solar Power is the Future website, it states that the cost to produce solar energy is 5 to 11 times more expensive than current resources. And besides this, installing solar panels at all the firms and households in India will cost a lot too. By this, cost analysis should be included in this article for further justification. So the chances of implementing solar system in the current society could only turn positive if only the enormous negative impacts are affecting the living things in the earth. Alright, so that's all for my presentation. Thank you for listening and watching.